All right, thank you. The next question relates to the economy, number 6. What, if anything, should the city of West Linn do to attract and keep jobs and businesses in our city? And we'll start with Kevin Bright, please.
I think a vibrant commercial sector is imperative to creating a sustainable city. If we're going to wean ourselves off of the automobile and petroleum, we need to have a wide range of urban services. We need to be able to buy socks in West Linn was the famous one I heard once. We need to have a movie theater in West Linn. To do that, we have to get back to that basic question of what kind of community do we want to be? We have 4 diffuse, distinct commercial areas. Some people think that's a challenge and we should concentrate on building up one of them. I think in the future, having 4 distinct commercial areas that are close to all our neighborhoods is going to be a great asset to us. And I think we need to treat them all equally and not concentrate on trying to stimulate one of them at the expense of the others. I think we can look at the possibility of using urban renewal funds in order to increase the pedestrian and non-vehicular amenities and make our areas safer to walk and safer to walk between. And the task force that's currently working on this question, and I'd like to see what they come up with. But in the end, we have to, once again, answer that fundamental question of whether we want to remain a bedroom community or become a city.
Thank you. Jody Carson.
I really want to support our businesses in this community, and I think the city needs to take a more active role in working with the chamber and other partners to support our home-based businesses, our retail businesses, our restaurants, and all the other services that we have in the city. We appointed a task force, an economic development committee, to look at the different methodologies of how to enhance our businesses and attract new businesses. I want to see what that economic development committee comes up with. They've been asked to look at the different tools that we can use to attract businesses and support our current businesses. Those things would include Main Street programs, urban renewal, other methodologies to try to attract and retain businesses. I don't know which tools they will recommend, but I know it's something we need to look at. The other thing I think we need to look at is like I mentioned before, the Willamette Falls Heritage Area. If we get the historic designation, that's another method to attract tourism business to our city, which is a way to enhance our retail and restaurant business in the city. I think it's very important for us to find ways to be able to eat, shop, walk, do our business in our city if we really want to be a sustainable community and a livable community in the future.
Thank you. Mike Jones.
One of the primary leading indicators of a city's health is the strength of its local businesses. I believe the city should collaborate with the Chamber of Commerce and our local business partners to make sure we do have a thriving business community. We are challenged because we do not have a central core. Instead, we have 4 distinct business districts, and so we need to ensure we are partnering with all of those districts. Given this challenge, we also have strengths. An economic development task force that is working, a revamped and active Chamber of Commerce, and neighborhood associations that take an active interest and invite participation from the business community. This has really worked to our advantage in the recent past. The Central Village was created with major input and a commitment from the Bolton Neighborhood Association. And let's not forget our home-based businesses. As we all know, we have an extremely high percentage of our citizenry who work out of their homes. We need to ensure that they too, through our collaborative efforts, are supported and grow. We need to make sure they have the infrastructure to include sidewalks, bike paths, adequate roads, and other services that allow those of us who work from home to easily obtain the services we need. Finally, we need to work to develop traffic patterns that serve our businesses. This can mean many things, including the hard work of the Transportation Advisory Board, the promotion of our many local events on a regional basis, and the continued effort of the many groups to promote our farmers market and buy local initiatives. We have to promote our local businesses. Buy your dog food at Healthy Pets. Do your business lunches at the West Linn Pub or some other fine local eatery. Get a cup of coffee at Bullseye or the Willamette Coffee Shop. Fill up your car at our local gas stations. Shop West Linn.
Thank you. Gail Holmes.
I'd like to give you a little history lesson about the Economic Task Force. Several of us in the chamber were talking how we were working on things like that. And so it started out that small committee 2 years ago, we encouraged the council to create a task force, which then they did, we were very grateful for that. And now we've appointed the Economic Committee. And what's important there is we're not only talking about what businesses to bring to West Linn, but we really have to assess the consumer. Because we've had wonderful restaurants here that have gone away because they didn't fit West Linn. And it wasn't that the restaurant was so horrible, it just didn't fit into our city. So we need to make sure that we are addressing those issues and not just looking at, we need more businesses here, but we need things that actually fit for what we want and how we can work that out. And we also need to keep in mind that we need to complement our current businesses. We're not looking to bring in a bunch of more businesses to compete with the ones we have. We want to have diversity for all of you to shop at and to experience. And we need to be mindful of what we do to our businesses. Oftentimes we'll have fees for all sorts of things, whether it's a table outside or such, and that really impedes the business. It's very difficult for them. And it is true, we have 4 distinct districts, and we need to make sure that are unique, and that is wonderful for West Linn to not have 4 competing districts. Thank you.
Thank you, Cayman.
West Linn has one of the highest per capita numbers of home-based businesses. That should be encouraged. The Robinwood Shopping District hasn't been able to keep a grocery store. That's a problem. That is specifically, in terms of the city's economy, an area that should be heavily considered for urban renewal. City code should be looked at to possibly change to allow for a mixed use in this area. But all of the different shopping districts in West Linn should all be aided and encouraged as much as possible by the city.
Thank you.